When my wife said, "Don't wait up from Vegas," I never expected this. When she said, "Don't wait up, babe. It's just a girls' night," I didn't think twice. But now, staring at the grainy live stream on my phone, watching her laugh in a stranger's arms beneath the flashing Vegas lights, I wish I had. It started 3 nights ago, Thursday evening. Sarah was packing in the bedroom, humming along to some pop song as she folded her sequin dress. The same one I told her she looked too good in for a girls' trip. "Relax, Mark," she'd said, glancing at me in the mirror. "It's Vegas. You think I'm gonna wear jeans?" Her voice was light, teasing, but her eyes didn't meet mine. I smiled anyway, forcing it. "No, of course not. Just be careful." He kissed my cheek. "You worry too much." That's what she always said. And maybe I did. But it wasn't paranoia that made me uneasy, it was change. Over the past few months, she'd started pulling away in tiny, invisible ways. Fewer texts, late nights at work, laughter that no longer reached me. Still, I told myself it was stress. She was an event planner. Her job was demanding. We'd been married 8 years, long enough to trust that small distances didn't mean disaster. Or so I thought. Friday night, she called me from her hotel room. I was on the couch, half asleep, when her name lit up the screen. "Hey, baby," she said, her voice bubbly. "We just got back from dinner. I'm exhausted." Smiled. "Having fun?" "Oh yeah. The girls are wild," she laughed. "You'd be rolling your eyes every 5 minutes." Chuckled. "Probably. You know me." "Anyway," she yawned. "Tomorrow's our big night out. Don't wait up, okay?" Something in the way she said it, a practiced casualness, made my stomach twist. But I forced a laugh. "All right. Have fun." She hung up with an "I love you." I said it back. But the line went dead before I could hear if she meant it. The next night I couldn't sleep. The house felt too empty, too quiet. I scrolled through our old photos, her laughing on our anniversary trip, her head resting on my shoulder at my brother's wedding, and wondered when that light had started to fade. At 1:07 a.m., I got a text from my coworker Jake. It was a link. No message. "Dude, is this your wife?" Confused, I clicked it. It opened a live stream, some influencer's Vegas vlog from a club. The camera panned over the dance floor, packed with people. And then her, Sarah. Her hair up, that silver dress glittering under neon lights. Laughing. Dancing. With a man. Not just dancing. Pressed against him, her hand sliding over his chest. He whispered something in her ear. She smiled, tilted her head back and kissed him. I dropped the phone. My chest went cold. I told myself it had to be a trick of the camera. Bad angle. Look-alike. But no, her tattoo, a tiny heart on her wrist, was visible when she reached for his face. It was her. My wife. For the next hour I just sat there. My thoughts spun in useless circles. Shock, disbelief, anger, heartbreak. I wanted to call her. To scream. But what would I say? "Hey, I saw you making out with someone on the internet." Instead, I replayed the video until there was no room left for doubt. It wasn't one kiss. It wasn't one mistake. It was betrayal in real time. When she came home 2 days later, she was glowing. The desert tan, the relaxed smile. "Hey, stranger," she said, dropping her bag. "Missed me?" I stared at her. "Did you have fun?" She froze just a second too long before answering. "Yeah, it was great. You know, girls stuff, shopping, drinks, dancing." Dancing. Her eyes flicked to mine. "Yeah. Why?" I took a deep breath. "Sarah, were you with anyone?" She blinked. "What? Well, what kind of question is that?" I pulled up the video on my phone and turned it toward her. The color drained from her face. She didn't speak for several seconds. The only sound in the room was the muffled bass of the club in the video. Then she whispered, "You weren't supposed to see that. You weren't supposed to see that. Not it's not what it looks like. Not I'm sorry. You weren't supposed to see that." Something inside me cracked then. "Who is he?" I asked quietly. She sat down on the couch, her voice trembling. "He's no one." Just some guy we met. I drank too much. It was stupid. I laughed bitterly. No one. You kissed no one like you meant it. Tears welled in her eyes. Mark, please. Was one night. Messed up. I didn't mean to. To what? Betray me. She flinched. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't plan it. I just felt free. For once, I wasn't the wife, the planner, the fixer. I was just me. Just you. Snap. Just you doesn't destroy everything we built. Her voice rose, defensive now. Don't act like you're perfect. You've been distant too, Mark. You barely look at me anymore. That's not an excuse to cheat. She buried her face in her hands. I know. But knowing didn't change it. That night I couldn't sleep. I lay awake beside her, both of us pretending to be asleep, a gulf of silence between us. The next morning I packed a bag. She didn't stop me. Where will you go? She asked softly. I don't know, I said. Somewhere I can breathe. As I walked to the door, she whispered, I still love you. I turned back, my throat tight. Then why wasn't that enough? Days turned into weeks. She called, texted, apologized. I ignored most of it. But part of me kept replaying everything. The laughter, the kiss, her confession. Was our marriage really that fragile? Had I failed her somehow? Or had she simply chosen herself over us? One night, she sent a message that broke me all over again. I wish you'd seen how lonely I felt before you saw that video. Months passed. The divorce papers came. I signed them with a hand that trembled. But healing wasn't clean. It came in jagged pieces. Some days I hated her. Other days I missed her so much it hurt to breathe. The worst part. There were still memories I couldn't erase. The way she used to trace circles on my palm when she was nervous. The way she'd laugh mid-sentence when she lost her train of thought. The small, human things that made me love her before everything fell apart. Betrayal doesn't just break trust. It breaks the version of yourself that believed love could never turn cold. 6 months later I saw her again. At a cafe near downtown. She looked thinner, older, her hair tied back loosely. Our eyes met across the room, and for a second, it was like nothing had changed. She smiled, hesitant. Hi, I said. We talked. Awkward at first, then slowly, painfully, like reopening an old wound just to clean it properly. She told me she left her job. Started therapy. Tried to understand why she did what she did. I hurt you more than I'll ever forgive myself for, she said quietly. And I know I don't deserve it. But I hope one day you'll stop hating me. He nodded. I don't hate you, Sarah. I just stopped waiting for the person I thought you were. Tears filled her eyes. You were always too kind. Not kind, I said. Just tired of bleeding for someone who won't stop cutting. We sat there in silence for a while. When she finally stood to leave, she hesitated. I hope you find someone who never makes you question your worth. I watched her walk away, swallowed by the crowd. And for the first time I didn't feel anger. Just a deep, bittersweet acceptance. Because sometimes, love doesn't end in fire or fury. Sometimes it just burns out quietly, leaving behind the ache of what might have been. That night I deleted the old video from my phone. Not because I forgave her, but because I was done being haunted by proof of what I already survived. As I lay in bed, the same words echoed in my mind. Don't wait up. She was right. I wouldn't wait anymore. Not for answers. Not for closure. Not for her. Just for peace.